They should be for sure. I mean, they just recently came in on the rankings number 10 in the world, right? After a really spicy Kato run. I think we are ready to hop on into the game. So we're going to go ahead and do that and hope that I haven't broken anything in the interim. Oh, wait, hold on. I got to do one thing very critically beforehand, which is turn the volume back on. It's high quality production here, folks. High quality production. And hopefully things are working with our observing. We've had some hiccups, but don't worry. One way or another, we'll bring you through this. A little P250 fight up mid. I've just realized that X-ray's not on, and there's definitely a command I need to run to bring it back on. So that's going to take a moment, folks.
All right.
Jake, if you're hearing this in the meantime, give me that command, because I don't remember it. There's one player down at the bottom of logs here, John. That's what's going to be a little bit interesting here. We got Floppy locking things down towards B, and with everybody from the ATK side on approach. Can Floppy bring them down? 1-2. Oh, runs out of bullets, but he's done his work. He set up a 1v2 for his teammates here.
Yeah, that's a great hold from Floppy to at least get those 2 frags and give his teammates that man advantage. Now they have a pincer attack coming on forward. Halzerk going from Banana and JT from CT. Pluto's waiting for that first fight because he has time. Doesn't have to rush this. He does find it. Can he get the headshot, though, with that USP? No! It's JT on the other end who finds the head, and that will be that 1-0 in favor of Complexity. Now, talking a little bit about ATK, of course, they did have a roster change, kind of forced, I suppose, right? Fady had to have surgery, and then afterwards, because the recovery, I guess, was going to be extended in terms of how long it was going to take, he decided to step down from the team, and Pluto was added from Vendetta. It's just, I mean, Fady was there for 17 seasons, Mike. He was kind of the core, right, of ATK. He was the player that was always around. So that's kind of a big loss in terms of a voice that you're just not hearing.
Yeah. No, it certainly is. Just hold this for a second here, John. I'm trying to sort out the technical issues.
No worries. But yeah, I mean, there have been some significant ups and downs, more downs than ups for ATK as of late, trying to adjust to playing with Pluto, and I'm sure that they'll settle in soon, but I would say given the way Complexity played at Kato, already talked about it, you know, the success that they found, they will certainly have the edge here. JT with the M4 over at lane, patiently waiting for some targets. ATK are taking their time. They don't have much invested into this round outside of the scout in Bowden's hands. 4 Glocks around that. And Bowden will be the tip of the spear here going into the A site, looking for a target. And FaNg, well, he's waiting with his MP9. Up close and personal. Could chew through these unarmored players. But looks like ATK want to wait a little bit longer before pushing on out. 40 seconds left, and Floppy's going to find the first one on to Swisher. That was towards Banana. The actual hit's coming today. I'm not sure if it's going to make much of a difference, though, as Halzerk will take down Nissa. Nice little crossfire set up by Complexity. They take care of business. FaNg with 2, and Grim with the last one. 2-0 in favor of Complexity as they take care of ATK.
All right, John, I'm going to pull our faces up real quick while I attempt to input this command. Oh, God, what is it? This is 1, right? Is that going to work now? Nope.
We'll get there.
I made it work.
Oh.
I made it work. All right, we're back. The round's starting and we have X-ray. I have worked miracles. Miracles, folks. And I think we even have obs. So all good. We've got Mr. Halfman on the obs, who I believe is actually controlling it. Not going to guarantee that because technology scares me. Actually, it should scare all of you. But we're into the round, and you know what's going to scare Complexity in this one is that they've lost a body early on. They're going to have to fight for Banana, but JT's going to bring it back very effectively here. And so JT starting to put some serious work in. He had some big pop-off performances in their Kato run. It's always cool to see when JT's fragging, because it generally means that their entries are going really well. And he's going to pick up another. Not going to be able to get away with this one. That was a bit of an overextension, shall we say. And so it will be punished, but Grim swiftly with the trade and with the upgrade of his zone, he's ready. Should they choose to test this smoke? He wants to challenge them.
Ooh. Nice shot from Grim. Taking down Swisher, and only DJ left standing here in a 3v1. FaNg's coming on the flank, trapping DJ, so DJ's forced to fight, and he hits the headshot onto FaNg, who doesn't even have a chance to fire off a round before DJ knocks him out of this one. Halzerk and Grim waiting, guarding the bomb, DJ knows he has to take a couple of fights and try and clutch this one up to get ATK on the board. A tough situation, a tough ask, and he gets spotted and taken down by Halzerk. 3-0 in favor of Complexity. And you talked about those entries going well for JT. Absolutely, Mike. I mean, he is third on the team, but still 73 opening frags with a 72.6% win percentage when he finds that opening frag. So that's largely in part the reason why that, the rounds where he finds his openers, like you were mentioning, feel so impactful, because usually, or more often than not, Complexity is winning them.
Yeah, that does seem to be the case. I think my microphone may have been a little bit too loud, so I'm bringing it back down to try and match you, John.
Okay.
We'll see if that hopefully works. I do enjoy the fact that now Moobot is catching up to me. That now people in Moobot and chat are like, X-ray is off. We're working on it. We're working on it, gang. We're going to get there. I promise we're going to get there all around. But let's see what we got. Oh. We'll shooting. We'll shooty shoot. Floppy. Taking first blood in this one. This Complexity have been out to a hot start. JT's going to continue it up, and it's not looking like there's much doing here for ATK. They're getting bullied at this point. A little bit of sweet revenge for DJ, the newest addition to this ATK squad, but I don't think there's too much more coming in. I guess actually Pluto is now the newest addition.
Yes.
As we talked about before. I'm just behind the times, John. I've been away. I'm behind the times. And Complexity, 4-0 up. Probably going to be bullying them.
Yeah, more than likely. I mean, if you look at the stats, of course, for Complexity on Inferno, they've been pretty good. I mean, considering their competition, right? They're sitting at 5-5, 500 record, 132 rounds for 128 rounds against for a +4 round differential, but that's facing off against some pretty high caliber competition, like I mentioned. But ATK, it is their bread and butter technically. 13-4 over 17 games played with a +78 round differential, but ATK has been playing more on the NA side of things, right?
Yeah, that they certainly have. There's a nice shot for Halzerk. There's another player who really came on in a big way for this Complexity squad, right? Dominating in their cattle run, really showing some strong form, a big piece. As we saw in the content, he needs them damn ops every damn round. Please tell me you saw that skit, John.
Oh, the skit with Halzerk?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Every damn round.
Oh, man. They really nailed that one. It's probably one of the best skits I've seen.
It worked out. It worked out very nicely. All right, hopefully the audio will have been fixed. You guys are on a delay relative to it, so you'll find out. We'll all find out together in just a little bit. Now I'm sure I'm too quiet and you're too loud, John, but we'll get there eventually.
We'll
One
figure
day
it out, Mike.
we'll bounce levels.
Mike, we'll get there. I have no doubt.
But for now, it's time to talk about Counter-Strike, at least for the moment. As Mistim and Swisher are attempting to take up in towards mid, making some moves here. Oh, and JT with a handy peek, just going to absolutely delete Swisher on that one. It's not looking like much is going to be happening here for ATK. It's another non-starter, so it seems, at least, John. We've gotten quite a few of these at this point for ATK. They have been majorly rebuffed. This is their pick as well, right? Coming into Inferno. It's a map that once upon a time was a struggle for Complexity, but lately has been a position of strength for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they've just been looking good on pretty much every single map, honestly. It's just been a very big turnaround for Complexity from that Cato run. And a player to talk about, of course, is Grim. He's been the most impactful one for them at a 1.24 rating in that regard. And largely in part because he's got 100 opening frags over the last month, and he goes for openers 25.4% of the time. So he is one of those players that just tends to really give you a lot of space to work with on the map if he's clicking. Timeout going to be called here. Halzerk as well has been unbelievable.
Well, John, I've boosted you as much as I can, and chat still would like you to be louder. So if you can be louder, John,
okay,
please be louder. I've got you maxed out.
My mixer's got me going pretty high here. I don't know. I'll adjust, but you know.
We'll get even wilder with it. All right. Output volume on Discord's now 200%. You're 200%. You're as amplified as I can get, John.
I'll turn myself
there
up
you go.
a little bit
All
too.
right.
Why
I think we finally met the level. We finally met the level. We're getting there, gang. We're getting there. Slowly but surely. It's a communal effort here. And I appreciate you all helping me troubleshoot by calling me an idiot in Twitch chat. It's helping. I actually mean that. Unironically. Not often that I'm on the prod case. So it's always an adventure when it actually does happen. Here we go. A little bit of apartments control being established here for DJ. And effective lurking apartments on many a team at this point. But they're going to need something. They've gotten first blood in a couple of rounds, right? They've gotten those opening picks.
Yep.
Hasn't necessarily translated here. Pretty much immediately been returned. That's largely been over towards Banana. They've taken those initial fights. And so you are seeing ATK try and slow this round down. Bait out some more utility. Maybe expose an opening here for complexity, but they're going to be meeting the waiting arms of Halzerk, right? This is a really tough spot to take into. Molly's going to go down there ahead of it, though. Halzerk could be under pressure. Floppy, though, from the hate cart. Can't seal the deal. Oh. Halzerk will come in for the finishing blow. And without his teammates behind him, they actually lose that control towards shorts. The wraparound instead in towards spawn. They're making a ton of noise. This is all going to be heard. And Grimm's actually moved up to meet them. He gets one, he gets two. The turnaround, nearly the third. Oh, and the chase down on it. Bowden just slips the corner. Now it's getting spicy. Now it's getting wild. Now it's getting weird. They managed to get the bomb down. This is something that's eluded ATK, but this is far from a sure thing. The health on Bowden Master means that this post plant, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a major challenge here. There's the swing from Halzerk. Takes out the healthy player. It's all on a Bodenchon. One man, no HP, and two players to find. And he's wandering around in no man's land. He's managed to slip back towards Banana, but time's getting short. It's going to be about the crunch here. It's going to be about the play. They're going to tap that bomb, and once they've cleared out the back corners, there's only one position he could realistically be hiding in. They're ready for it. And as soon as that shot comes through, well, Bowden's good for it. All right. Time might be the issue. Bowden might be able to win this on the clock. Oh, has he done enough? He has indeed. That's going to be the first round for ATK.
Wow, Bowden had to stand on his head there, and Halzerk can't even save the AK into the next round. Won't really matter because they've got plenty of cash given they won 5 in a row, but that is a heroic effort from Bowden. And I'm pretty sure he was the third target that Grimm was trying to spray down and just barely survives with 5 HP, and it is enough to push him over the edge and give his team that first round. But that play from Grimm was just incredible. The patience and then the flicks back and forth, hitting heads, just couldn't get that third as mentioned, which would have been the difference maker in the round. So now we go into it. ATK gets their first. One thing that surprised me, Mike, is ATK played really well with MOTM in EPL Conference, which of course led them to getting a spot in EPL Season 17. But then they decided not to have him be the replacement for Fady, which I thought would have been the obvious choice, but perhaps they really did want to move forward with some fresh blood.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, John. I was fixing your production issue there, and I
okay, no
did
worries.
not process your last point at all.
I was just talking about MOTM perhaps being the obvious choice for ATK, but Pluto being the one that was chosen instead. And I'm wondering why that was.
I mean, I think the issue for them, right, is they made the decision to bench MOTM, right, before any of the move-ups or changes or things like that happened. So if you're bringing him back in, you're acknowledging that there is a problem with that player, something that, you know, maybe it's just a fit within the team, maybe it's just a ceiling issue. I think based on what we heard from interviews, a concern with comms actually seemed to be one of the limiting factors there, because they remember Mistim talked in an interview about a role swap between Swisher and MOTM. A lot for them in terms of communication.
Right.
So you know that there's going to be a roadblock. You know that there's going to be an impasse. Even if that player maybe gets you back to a certain level, maybe it's a bottleneck from going beyond it. And I think Pluto is a ceiling type player where he hasn't actually, despite not being a young player, he hasn't actually played the game for that long. So a lot of people in the scene are excited about what that talent could be. Oh, this is interesting from the pit. Halzerk trying to find a target, but he can't quite connect. In and among the smoke, it's very awkward. They're boxing in shadows, but ATK have taken the site, and they got the bomb down. They've just left these pit players alone, and Halzerk, a whiff on that one, because now things are open right back up into this round for ATK. There's pressure on for complexity in this retake. Money's going to be a concern for them as well. Right, Cash has gotten tight, but Floppy in the pit, he's certainly committed to it, and now he's gotten a kill. That's going to bring them back in. That's going to open the doors back up. And well, Bodemaster might kick those doors right shut. Time becoming a concern again. Grimm can only take the one. Floppy, though, Into the clutch. Floppy and Swisher dueling off. No time to spare. Gotta go now if you're gonna do it. And he's got it, but not in time.
Well, I mean, ATK has 2 on the board, but they haven't had a single round where a player has survived. As Floppy wins the 1v1 just as his teammate did in a previous circumstance in that previous round. But look, at least they're getting something for themselves. The problem is, of course, money is not being built up. There's no economic foundation available for the ATK squad. Grim is being Grim, as usual. The first player to hit double-digit frags, and it's only 7 rounds in, and he's got 10. And behind him, Floppy and Halzerk. That's 7 apiece. Okay, though, got a couple in a row, so it has hurt the economy of complexity a little bit, but this is the breaking point for ATK, or at least I should say for complexity. If ATK can win this round, at least they'll force complexity onto pistols.
Push coming in here. This is spicy, the top banana. Things are about to get real interesting. The smoke fade. They want to play off of it. Is there a flashbang for it? No, JT's just going to face? That's a little bold. And maybe not expecting so many players to be bottled up in here. They do get the initial exchange, but 2 come back the other way. And so it's not looking so hot here for complexity. They'll bring a second player in to try and reinforce. And let's see if ATK is going to commit. They're backing away. They're making noise in doing so, but this might just be a bit of a feint. All 3 players are here for complexity. 45 seconds on the clock. Time starting to get short here. What does ATK want to do? Well, they're going to come back in. All right, there's another salvo. Everyone's here. One way or another, this is turning into a bloodbath, John.
Yeah, no question. 30 seconds left. Pluto does get tagged down to 28. Halzerk looking for another target. Can't connect, and now he's trapped in the corner. Needs support, and he gets it. FaNg comes around from new box, drops Swisher. Halzerk gets on to miss him, and then FaNg finds himself not 1, but 2 more. 3K on the round, and complexity strike back for a 6, and that means that ATK cannot build up the economy, and once more will be stuck on an eco round.
Well, now. Well, now. On to the pistols. See what they can do. I think maybe we've sorted out audio. Maybe. I'm sure you'll all let me know. But the conversation seems to have shifted away from just being audio, which generally tells me that I've improved the situation. So let me know if it's working or if it's still borked. Appreciate you all. Looks like we might be getting a take up mid here. Again, just with the pistols, there's just not going to be much to show for it. But let's see. Oh, oh. And it is, I mean, Inferno's gotten really interesting in the meta right now, John, right? Because it feels like most maps are determined by how good your defense is, and Inferno is the one major exception where you're seeing teams rack up 8, 9 rounds regularly on the T side. It's got to be quite strong. It's sort of the deciding half, if you will. If a team doesn't have a T side, as we're maybe seeing here from ATK, it can be very tough to make your mark here.
No, there's no question. I mean, we've seen it, I think, for a while now. It's been the way Inferno... That's the reason why we have so many overtimes on Inferno, right? Because the map is pretty well balanced. Maybe, like you said, leaning slightly towards T side right now, but... I mean, ATK just can't get their rhythm at all. And as mentioned, they haven't had a single round, despite the 2-round victories, where they've had a body surviving and carrying over some economy. So they've constantly had their backs against the wall. And complexity, well, I mean, they've only had a couple of rounds maybe where economy's been a struggle, but not that bad. Those 2 FAMASs are being carried over. The M4A4, the Galil, and the AK are there as well. So complexity not looking too shabby. They're looking to take this half already with an 8th round victory, but ATK, they've got AKs across the board. Good utility. Let's see if they can do something.
See what they got. Tapping away in the apartments right now. Just trying to make a little bit of aeration, shall we say. Introduce some holes in there. You know, add a little bit of extra breeze, John. A little extra breeze. But they don't have breeze. Chill winds of winter, I would say, except it's 66 degrees here, I think, today. So it's not so chill. I don't know what it's like up in the great, probably not so white right now north, but it's unseasonably warm for being February. And it terrifies me.
It is warm here too. Nice and warm here, and I'm happy about it because the snow is melting. As Pluto's
Yeah.
gonna get the headshot onto JT. That's a good opener for ATK.
They're just going to slow down now. With this control, I mean, there's not a lot of time left on the clock. We're hitting 25 seconds. They got to go. There's still 2 players in the pit. This is far from a one site. They're really going to risk this. 20 seconds. They're hoping for an overextension. There comes the fight, and they get it. Okay. Missed him, wins it out. Now we've got the path back in, and all right, here we go for ATK. The bomb's going to go down. This is looking like a 3rd round. It could even be a save call. I'm curious to see how much complexity is going to want to go back in, and based on their posturing.
They're saving.
Yeah, they don't want it. They don't want that heat.
I mean, that's the best take ATK's had the entire map, and they will finally carry some bodies over and build up a little bit of economy. Not to mention, of course, they get that round victory. So 3rd round comes up from ATK. FaNg gets dropped, loses the fight, even though he had the advantage in the situation, catching Pluto off guard. And Grim will just try to save this A4 into the next round, which he will almost certainly be able to. That said, ATK do indeed find that 3rd. Looking at the money, it should still be manageable for complexity. Alrighty, jumping into round number 11 here. Halzerk looking for an opening frag with the AWP in his hands, and ATK have already pushed 2 players up towards the half wall. A good smoke thrown by Complexity to keep ATK at bay there, and now ATK deciding, you know what, this is not looking too great anymore, and they completely fall off Banana. 1 player hangs back, that's Pluto. Everyone else has rotated to either mid or alt mid, and in fact, mostly at alt mid now. DJ. Going to jump his way into window. Halzerk waiting at the apartments here. He's got a player by his side as well, so it's pretty well defended here. Should ATK decide to come, but DJ gets the headshot onto Floppy and missed him the follow-up as well. 5v3 just like that, and ATK have really dominated this A site over the last couple of rounds. FaNg and JT, the last 2 standing, and they're just going to be on the outside looking in. ATK have awoken.
That they have. That they have. And let's see. I'm just slowly raising everything until I break someone's eardrums. We're working on it. We're working on it. But we'll get there eventually. One of these days. JT, trying to keep this gun alive. Not going to be able to do so. Pluto going to rip his head from his shoulders. And we just got 1 man save and 1 pesky FaNg. But they're looking to bring the dentist tools. See, they can't pull him out. Actually, it seems like they're going to let him save. If he doesn't go for a peek back in towards sight, not sure he's going to be pressured here. ATK are more than happy to take this round and try and build back up into this game.
Yeah, finally breaking the economy of Complexity as well in this half, since they won't be able to buy up much of anything outside of course, carrying over this A4 that FaNg brought over from the previous round. So, should be overall USPs here for Complexity. Maybe a pistol upgrade available for Grin could also drop a USP for a P250 for a teammate as well. But overall, ATK should have a significant edge going into this one to try and get themselves a 5th.
But, hear me out, John.
But, yes,
here's where the FaNg pop-off comes in. 1 saved rifle.
I mean,
Hero gun.
Right?
Man, it's happened. Seem to remember some spicy single-round saves in their Katowice run. Think it could be happening here. Oh, here we go. Here's the swing. Taps with the USP. Trying to bait them in towards the rifle, but not going to be taking the bait on the other side. So, for now, a little bit of a standoff. little bit of a detente. They've only seen the pistol, right? They haven't seen the gun yet. So ATK can't feel comfortable that it's not on B, but it seems like they might have the right read. They might be going for this probe. With FaNg not close at home, this would absolutely be the right maneuver. Oh! Oh, that HE, though. All right. We might actually get some pistol kills here.
Yeah. Missed him and Swisher hovering around the half health mark. And now Pluto's going to try and charge in here. He is the tip of the spear, and he gets taken down. So does Pluto. Excuse me, Swisher. JT and Grim get a couple, and Grim gets a third. DJ, Bowden have to do a ton of work, and they do get a couple. But look, the rifle's still up.
Yeah. There's still 3 to come in, right? They've barely been touched. They haven't been touched, rather. JT got his kill. He got it. Oh, okay. Never mind. Rifle gone. Good job, Bowden. On the spam. Why not? You don't need HP if you're that good. Damage done here. DJ's a bit nervous. He knows he has to be the insurance policy here. Floppy without armor. Aim punch is going to be brutal, but they're going to take down the first one of the USP. Here it comes, and Floppy's done it! The one rifle round. It's the pistols that bring it through. You can't keep complexity down for long.
Oh my goodness, what an effort there. And of course we go back to it. It's the little things that count, and that nade toss that got 2 players to the half health mark made a difference with those pistols, like you alluded to, Mike. And man, Grim with the P250 was laser sharp, right, with those headshots, but still, what a play from Complexity.
What a play indeed. Oh, that's got to be stinging if you're ATK. You picked the right site, man. You picked the right site. It was 2 pistols. They had very little. You get dunked on with a nade, and then they just unload holy hell upon you. That's brutal, man. That's going to be a tough beat. Swisher trying to get the entry. Does, but he's traded out by the Molotov, so not a ton gained. Still, you did kill Grim. And it's not bad to trade your life for that of the Grim Reaper. They made a movie about that, John. It was Bill and Ted's... It's not the Excellent Adventure. It's the second one. Have you seen these?
No.
Oh, you've never seen Bill and Ted?
No.
I think you might enjoy it. Well,
all right.
Maybe. It's 80s, 90s movie.
I mean, I know what it is,
movie,
but I've never seen it, yeah.
So in the second one, they play games with death.
Oh.
The classic.
Aren't they making a new one or something like that?
They did make a new one. I haven't seen it.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like, you know, I just have this moral opposition to doing sequels to movies decades after they were done.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it rarely comes out well. Shout outs to the new Indiana Jones movie that's dropping this year. See if they can break that curse.
I don't know.
I doubt it. Oh, good shot from Miston. That's going to split things up. That's going to leave a very isolated player here over towards B. And now things are going to get interesting. It's Halzerk, though, with the AWP. So maybe that could bring something through. And yes, indeed, he's going to get one. Still, they pass the crosshair now. Halzerk can't give him too many opportunities. How many bolts he even has to left? 2. And he won't get to use the last. Dug out from behind New Box. This could just be the round. And indeed, I think it will be.
Oh, I love the effort there from Halzerk, right? He hits the opening shot. No hesitation in getting that flashbang out to try and ensure that he'll give himself a little bit more space. But afterwards, there were really no targets for him to find, and they knew exactly where to look for the peak. Once he comes out, it's over. Good take from ATK. This time, they will not be deterred, even though it was against rifles instead of the pistols, but they were able to hit those shots, and there was no nade to do the damage at the beginning of the round, of course. So 8 to 5 in favor of Complexity. Still have taken this half, but ATK, this is a fantastic comeback. They started off 5-0 in favor of Complexity.
I've appeased the sound gods, John.
Have you?
It only took a half of Counter-Strike. Look, all I'm saying is certain major productions have taken a lot longer than a half of Counter-Strike to sort out the audio gods. So if this is it, I know I'm jinxing myself right now by talking about it, but if this is it, I'm not going to feel awful about it, folks. I'm not going to feel awful about it. If you haven't guessed, usually I'm not the one behind the buttons. I just talk. It's a lot easier. Oh. Okay, we got FaNg boosted up on the awning here. On top of Porch. And here's going to come the hit. Double porch setup. Take out Halzer, but Floppy's there. And now I think they've realized how many bodies are present. So they're going to be rebuffed. Still, they took out Halzer. That's a big piece. They've seen the rifles. What do they want to do? Do they want to come back in towards this pit? ATK have been pretty one-note sometimes in these rounds. It feels like once they have an idea of what site they want to hit, they really do want to go there. But this time, they'll think better of it. Say, you know what? They did save 2 guns. They have 2 guns over there. Why don't we leave?
I love that. I don't know if we're watching the same thing right now. The DJ has that one feature that says carbon rushing and it didn't go through. I really like that feature. Anyway, back to the action. Grim's going to get another pistol frag here, this time with the 5.7. We'll get traded out, and JT finds himself 3 in a row. Round over just like that. Complexity take a 9th.
Wow. All right, JT. Okay. Way to get her done. I mean, in a lot of these rounds, ATK with the advantage, right? ATK with the pressure, ATK even with the right reads, but the execution is what's lacking. And Complexity just chewing them up and spitting them out, and they're looking for double digits in their first half of Inferno. And that's going to be one of those things where, you know, ATK, if you can't get this last round, you are not going to be feeling good heading into the break.
No.
Reminder again, this is your opponent's map pick. Ooh. Okay. There's a little dribbler of a nade. A little bit of a failed release there, shall we say, John.
One to forget. But, look, I think for ATK, even if they do lose this round, obviously you want to keep Complexity off double digits, but at least they are able to come back and build a little bit of something here in this first half versus Complexity just running right over them, right? Which was happening at the beginning. So, yeah, these are some positive note, and oh, look at that. Bowden's going to get Grim, so there's one of the most potent fraggers on the squad taken down there.
Gives them something, yeah, certainly. We've seen them lose advantages before, but this time, okay, there we go. Kills in concert. No. It's very messy both ways, but it's going to come down to a 1v2. There's still a chance here for JT. ATK weren't able to keep that clean, but they have the advantage, and they just need to see this one home. And with the deep positioning towards apartments as well for DJ, this is going to be very tough for JT to make work. Still, the IGL now no longer has to worry about teammates. He can put all of his many brain cells to work, calculating their positions, figuring out the ideal angle of approach. He is going to take short. Moving his way up the lane. And he's going to be right in the crossfire of ATK. This will take some snappy gun work to make it happen. Timing should be brutal here. Thinks about the flashbang. Aborts on that. And it'll be Pluto to put one in the back of his head and send us through to the half. And I guess we take breaks on the half. So that's what we're going to do, John. That's what we're going to do. And we're back in game. Don't think I even broke anything over the break. Might have.
Hopefully not.
Didn't yet. I trying to get those team logos sorted, but you know we'll do it in a little bit. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. All right, John. 9-6.
Yeah.
Recoverable for ATK?
Definitely. I mean, look, they didn't really gain an edge, so to speak, in that first half. They just started to compete blow for blow with complexity once they started to get their rhythm going. So that's something, but going on to CT side with 6 rounds, yeah, I definitely think it's winnable. The thing is, complexity have just proven to be so very effective on Inferno, right? Especially, I mean, both sides, right? T side and CT side.
This is interesting. They've gambled so hard on the pistol setup, and now it's been found out. Complexity of the site basically for free. There's a chance the bomb would get caught, but no, it's already around the corner. It's not happening. FaNg even finds one. He's outperforming, right? Fighting against 4, finding 1 kill there. That's all fine. Keeps the advantage in favor of his team, and now they're going to get the bomb down for all but free. Halls are jump spotting, sees that everybody is coming up banana, and so Complexity is going to have a lot of time to dig in, set up the defenses, set up the crossfire, make things very difficult for ATK on this retake, and well, ATK know it. They've got some scraps of utility here. Maybe the best utility you've ever had because JT's just mowing through. Gets a dink on the next as well, and DJ wants out of this. DJ wants out of this. He's back in spawn. DJ has left the building. Swisher's sticking around, but DJ has long since been gone. What just happened there? Clearly a miscommunication between DJ and Swisher about whether they were committing to that.
I don't know. I mean, DJ has the armor, of course, that he might want to save, but at the same time, you know, it's pistol round. So if one player is going for it, you'd expect the second one too as well. Absolutely miscommunication.
I think DJ just got turn on dead cast on him. Just sprinting as far away as possible.
Well, a very clean pistol round victory overall for Complexity. Grim opening up the space. FaNg, as you mentioned, winning, getting 1 frag in a 4v1 effectively. So that's great for him. And Complexity will be 6 rounds away now from taking this map. And I talked about the teams that they played against at Cato. Moe's, they won 16-9 on Inferno. Fnatic 16-8 win and lost to Outsiders, but it was a close match, 13-16. So they are no slouches here as of late.
No, certainly not. Oh, those nades in. Not quite as damaging to Mistim as one might have thought. Just protected by the edge of the church. Don't say a prayer. But it is the stack here towards the site. 3 players in. And Pluto burning. Okay, goodbye Pluto. Not necessarily known as a warm planet, but apparently warm enough. And they've managed to pull everybody off this site. DJ's now spotted the bomb. That's going to be a big kill because it'll bring the rotations back over and stall out Complexity. Might give his team a chance to fight in this one and continue to harass DJ. Doing great work here with the Deagle. And Complexity, they still got plenty of time. 50 seconds on the clock. They're going to reconsider their options. Find Mistim in toward the library. Find the split in towards me. Get past the scout. Ooh! Each one of these engagements feels like it's right on a knife's edge here, John. But now Complexity can take some time. Which side do they actually want to go to? ATK is rotating. I don't know how you even read this if you're Complexity at this point. They're going to read it with a B take. They're going to move on in. Leave 1 player here towards A, I guess, for the bailout. Although at this point, they might just group, and that's a great kill from Swisher. Bowden lost here on Banana, but they need to dig out this player in the box. There's just not a lot of time to spare, but in the nick of time, they'll find the kill they needed. Now with the flank on Banana, DJ cannot take his time with this one. Slows up too much. That Molotov should all guarantee it. He is a dead man.
Yeah, DJ going down again. You know, I'm not really sure if DJ's found his role here since joining ATK, right? He doesn't really go for entries, not really getting the flashes or dealing with many of the flashbangs and utility. And also isn't really a top fragger either, so I'm not sure. I guess it's just going to take a little more time for him to, you know, feel things out with ATK, but still, it's already been a few months, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens there, but 11-6 in favor of Complexity, as ATK will be on a almost full save. They've got a few pistol upgrades, 2.57s purchased by Swisher and DJ, and Pluto on the Deagle. JT gonna toss a Molotov there for the sandbags, and Complexity already chasing up here for a potential hit. What a shot from Pluto! That was spicy as Halzer goes down for the count. No gun upgrade yet for ATK, but at least they give themselves the man advantage here early on.
Gives them a lot of information, seeing the bomb as well, the bodies. This is interesting. Obviously, there's still a lot of time here, so Complexity can go quiet. So we'll let this one play out. Missed him. Oh, my goodness, Pluto. His vision clears just in time to rip the head off of Grim. They are encountering a lot of pain from this Pluto Deeg. They really want to kill him. This can cause problems all on its own, and there it is. The flower pot's boost. This has gotten so very spicy with so little to play with. A big kill for JT, though. That'll secure the plant very likely with the smoke down, with the Coffins player dead. Here on the flank, they're not expecting Swisher, and there's the timing. What's the clock at? There's not a lot of time to spare here, John. It's all going to be this man. It's all going to be JT. He's got 2 targets to find, and he cannot take either.
Wow, and the great part there for ATK is that Complexity couldn't even get the bomb planted. So the roles have been reversed. ATK this time winning a pistol round, and in fact, they didn't even have the M4 like Complexity on their pistol round victory on CT side. So very well done for ATK. I mean, Swisher doing work on the flank there, grabbing the AK, making it a 2v1, and then nothing JT could do. Again, no bomb planted, but Complexity still decide. They say, you know what? Let's force up here and try to make this one work. With 2 AKs, a Galil, Tech 9, and a Mac 10. Good on ATK, though. I mean, they're really giving it everything they've got to try and stay in this one. And, I mean, it's their map pick, so they've really got to get something going.
Now, one thing to note. This is one thing to note that I don't think we've established at any point so far. I'm going to check, but I'm pretty sure Halzerk is on.
Is he?
Oh, no, he's not. He's in NA. He's in NA.
This is
37 ping. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Well, this is spicy. Oh, the timing on that peak as well is brilliant. 2 players. Shish Kebab dropped on down, the boost dismantled, and this one's looking like a non-starter for Complexity. FaNg has wandered out, but I believe he was spotted. And indeed, they're going to peek back in, realize that they're no longer there. That's a lot of info.
43 seconds left for FaNg and Floppy to try something. I mean, loss bonus isn't that great, so a save wouldn't be a bad idea. But it looks like they want to try and take this A site. It's going to be a very tall order with DJ and Bowden winning in pit and mini pit. And, well, are they backing off here? Are they going for it? 23 seconds now. And they've decided to fall off it completely, Mike. So, looked like they wanted to go, and now they decide to save, which, again, as I mentioned, makes sense economically.
It does. It does. The T-side save coming through. But it is going to mean that Complexity's in this weird situation, right, where the money's not going to get clean at any point, really, before their lead kind of evaporates, unless they pull off one of these mixed buy rounds. It's never a fun place to be in. Trying to figure out, oh, do we just need one more? Can we crack them here, or do we finally take our medicine, boys? Here, you just let the 2 rifles work, right? Hero rifles.
They're forcing up around them.
Here we go. All right, Spice.
Except for Halzerk. He's saving a little money for the op, right?
Look at that, he didn't pee out. He said opping challenge.
Oh, nope. He's forcing up. Never mind. He just invested into the util as well. Maybe a last-second decision to just try and go for this and get that util up and running. Bowden fires off a shot, but gets forced off the angle. And now will give up mid.
I guess he didn't need them damn ops. Every damn round.
This is going to be a new thing, Mike. You're going to do all the time.
Bro, how can you not, having watched that? So good. It was so good. They're great. Halzerk, maybe he won't win Player of the Year next year, but he might win an Oscar. Or maybe he'll win both. Who's to say?
What movie will he be in, Mike, that will win him that Oscar?
Just enough skits.
Okay.
Enough ESL skits to demonstrate acting range. We'll do a tragedy next time. Halzerk crying over the loss of the op. Pluto! Oh, nice swing in off the flashbang. He's going to get his bell rung by none other than Mr. Halzerk. That's thespian himself. But 3 players together here. Do have these rifles grouped up. They're going to have to try and go. ATK brought some reinforcements in. But it's at range, right? Bowden's not close. He can get smoked off, and then you've got a very isolated player in towards the site. In the form of Mista. This can get spicy. What's Mista going to be able to do? Well, he at least gets one. Still, that bomb is going down, John, for sure. That is definitely happening. Now with the numbers punched in, it's all going to be about the retake here, which ATK is wasting no time getting in position for. Here they go. Flashbang over. The prod back in. Floppy from the back of sight. JT taken out. Now it's all on the flop, and he can hold up no more. Bomb being defused here, and that's going to be a 9th on the board for ATK. This gap has shrunk right before our eyes.
Yeah, very much so. ATK now on, what is it, an 8-6 run, or more than that? 9-6 run. Since it was 5-0 in favor of Complexity.
Something along those lines. I mean, since the half, right? It was a 9-6 half. Complexity one
Yeah,
pistol, the follow-up, and then just it's stolen away from them.
This is quickly turning into a game, man. I'm surprised because at the beginning we were both thinking, oh, this is going to be a stomp the way Complexity plays. But ATK, slow starters, managed to get their rhythm in gear.
Sometimes all that matters is how you finish. Ooh. That's a spicy one. Bowden pushed off the angle. Neither shot lands. So he'll be able to readjust. No Juan being here.
Complexity. Just on the pistols. Couple of Deagles and 3 Tech 9s, but they can do some damage. Surprised these Tech 9s they didn't go for that push down banana, but instead taking a slower approach towards the A site. JT getting ready to clear out Cubby, but no one is home there. Still wants to make sure that he plays it safe. Bowden going to get smoked off here over at Moto, and now he's diverted his attention towards the A site. It is going to be a hard site for Complexity to take with these pistols, but if they can close the gap in towards Pit, maybe find DJ, that should help them isolate the other players. There's one from JT on to miss him. A second perhaps? Yes, FaNg gets DJ and Grim drops Swisher. That is the A site taken, and JT gets Bowden as well. Pluto the last one standing, and Complexity have done it again on the eco.
There they go. Cracking on through. You just need that one round, and these are the rounds that are going to haunt ATK, right? You consider the moments, the number of rounds that should have been theirs that slipped through their fingers. This should be a neck-and-neck game. This should be absolutely knotted up, and instead, we see ATK rebuild their lead, give a huge stimulus to their economy, bolster back up, and get ready to fight down the stretch. And ATK, man, these rounds are gonna kill you. They're just you can't lose them. You can't drop these kind of rounds. It's brutal.
Oh yeah, I mean, to their credit, they did win one of these rounds against Complexity, right? Just a few rounds ago with the pistols only. But I mean, you're right. It's at pivotal moments twice where ATK should have been able to close the gap even further. Instead, it's the opposite, and Complexity hangs on to that 3-round lead. Timeout going to be called from ATK, obviously, to talk things over because that round went completely the opposite the way it should have. And now Swisher, DJ, everyone has money available to them. Mista might need a drop, but that's it. So they should be okay in terms of their buy-up. But look at this T-side double ops coming through from Complexity. You do not see that very often. Interesting decision. Obviously, since one was saved over, right, from that previous round, they decided to keep it.
Yeah, it's a little spicy.
Yeah.
A little bit. T-side as well.
It's
all right.
I mean, considering that some teams don't run the op on T-side, right? Because on Inferno in particular.
This, man.
Yeah.
All right, Floppy. What do we got? Where's he peeking? Alt mid? Looking for the bedroom peek? putting up with it. All right. Nothing showing just thus far, but there's also no way that ATK is going to expect double ops, right?
I mean, whether you expect it or not, I'm not sure it matters that much, right? Because it's just hard to take those fights on Inferno with 2 ops. 1 is hard enough, as mentioned, but 2, whoa. I mean, what angles are you going to hold? Just mid and banana. Eight. The thing is, it makes it harder once you're going for the actual hits onto the site.
Pressure up top, but FaNg's dropped. It's a big loss. That's your apartment pressure gone. There are 2 players in here, so he's got a bit of information. It might be softer towards the other side, but of course they can just adjust and readjust him. Flashbang's good. Trade is there. But one of those ops is now down for the count, and Complexity find themselves at a disadvantage that Pluto will immediately give back. Try checking in towards banana. That will be punished, and it looks like Complexity want to just come through the smoke. This is ballsy, this is bold, and it's gonna work out. The tag and then the bag coming through with a player down at logs. They're not gonna clear this. They're not gonna clear this, and it's over.
By missed him, really couldn't connect on anything, and afterwards gets cleaned out. 13-9 in favor of Complexity. Great job of taking that B site, but ATK just offered nothing in that round, unfortunately. So 23rd round of play.
They're so very broke, John.
Yeah, and I mean, that means that Complexity are really going to start taking control again of this map, and perhaps even the series, because we already mentioned how good Complexity have been on Overpass, not only over the last month or so, but over the last 3 months. It has been their bread and butter. ATK hoping that they can work their magic again with those pistols. A Deagle, 257s, and 2 USPs. Only 1 player has body armor, that's CJ, and only a couple of pieces of utility available to them. A flashbang and a smoke. They are stacking the B site, and that's where Complexity are headed, so maybe, just maybe, ATK can pull another one off.
Oh, JT, 2 rippers of entries here. There's flashes all over. Players are blinded up. Swisher looking good with the 5-7, but it's only getting at him 1. Or the re-smoke in towards Coffins. What can you do with the USP? Well, it's time to find out, I suppose. Trying to get spicy with it. Not quite having the lethality he desired. All in a DJ with armor, a smoke, a 5-7. Honestly, it's probably worth saving this, but, you know, it's hard to, at this point in the game, say, hey, go save a pistol.
Right.
So,
armor, too.
He'll try and get a gun, and he will fail.
I mean, it was armor and a smoke, I think, as well, so could have saved it. It would have been reasonable, but you're right. I mean, you're down 13-9. You want to try and at least do some damage to the economy of the opposing team, but just nothing doing at all. He was completely ventilated. 14-9 in favor of Complexity. 2 rounds away from taking their opponent's map pick and sending us on over to Overpass. Looking at the scoreboard, Mike, JT at the top. 25 frags for him. Not often you see that. Obviously, you mentioned he does have impact, but not usually at the top of the scoreboard.
No. You love a good old IGL fragger, though. Oh, them stats. Oh, an engagement here in towards the apartments. This time it's Floppy who's on the wrong side of it. Last round it was FaNg, but either way, they're not having any success in that particular position. The double play here from ATK proving a little too hot to handle. Oh, FaNg's gonna be ahead of this Molotov. Oh, they don't know. They don't know. They check it. That's good presence of mind coming through. Good presence of mind coming through from Mistim to be aware that in that exact moment, the player could have slipped through, and Bowden pulling a bit of a cheeky play on the edge of that smoke. Great timing on the flash as well. Yeah, I mean, this is Complexity being majorly rebuffed in the first minute of a round.
Yeah, and not just the flashbang, but the Molotov that was thrown by ATK to keep Complexity at bay and keep FaNg in position there and force him forward. Then they take him out, but here we go, Complexity again. Who else but JT finds the opener for his squad, but missed him, finally connecting over from Coffins, taking one down, leaving it up to Halswick and Grim, who do take control of the site, so at least they get a bomb plant out of this. That'll help their economy, although it doesn't need that much help with Halswick and JT at 8K and 7K respectively. And now Halser gets spammed down to 8 HP. Let's see if he can hang on here and pull off what will be a fantastic round, but no. Bowden ends his hopes very quickly, and ATK find themselves a 10th.
They do, and most importantly as well, they keep themselves relatively healthy in doing so. Pluto, the only loss in this one, right? You're going to actually be able to build an eco. You're going to actually be able to play with the AWP consistently. That's what you like to see. 3 AKs coming through as well. At least ATK are going to be able to make a run here through this last stretch, and I mean, this is still very much something that they can make happen. So, for Complexity, they would like to immediately halt that momentum if they can. I'm curious to see what the call is going to be here. Could see a faster round.
Alrighty. Complexity. Full buy-up coming through. Had plenty of cash to spare, despite losing that round. On the other end, like you mentioned, ATK kept their economy healthy. Yeah, they do.
Barrel.
There it is, yeah.
How do you punish this, though? It's such a dangerous position, but it's a risky one to try and punish, right? And so, Complexity maybe trying to play it a little conservative, seeing if they come for the peek in towards the T-ramp.
They backed off now, so...
Yeah, they take the space, but it feels like that might have been a missed opportunity to punish the very bold ult mid setup. Flashbang in. Pluto looking for this. He has not had a lot of luck in these engagements, top B. Right? They've done a good job of punishing him. It's going to be a standoff, it seems like, for the moment. But he's just sitting in their default for a good chunk of this round now.
That flashbang's going to trigger them to push in here. FaNg behind the smoke. Here's those shots being fired, so he's going to try and isolate Swisher. Depends on when he decides to push. No, he's going to fall back in the end. Join up with his teammates towards mid. This could be a B hit, and now it definitely will be. Grim gets the frag onto Pluto. You have to imagine they're going to press the advantage here, but no, they're trying to play the 200 IQ game potentially and catch ATK on a rotation.
There they go. Now this is interesting. But ATK haven't quite taken the bait. Not having seen that, right? They're starting to get suspicious because mostly when Complexity have gotten that opening pick, they've funneled in towards the site relatively sharpish. So the call comes in to come back the other way. That's going to present Bonomaster with an easy target here. In the pit, he's in a position of strength. Halstic's on the angle, but the flashbang is good to set him up with the advantage. They're trying to pressure the mini pit, but now they got to be careful about DJ. It's all over, but FaNg makes it happen here, and this setup's going to fall apart. There's no time. There's no time. They're going to run out of clock. They couldn't get the bomb down. That's the round for ATK. All right. Father Time steals one away here, John.
Absolutely. Well, ATK thanking their lucky stars that they're able to pull off that round because, honestly, it looked like Complexity were going to take it. Such an effective take there. It looked like things were falling apart for ATK, but they managed to sneak one on through thanks to the clock burning out on Complexity. Grim gonna slip through here. Maybe do that much damage, and he finds the open on Pluto. You talked about that engagement, Mike, towards top of Banana. Indeed, it has not been favoring Pluto at all. As he goes down here, the opening frag found for Complexity, and Grim eats some utility and goes down to 6 HP himself, though.
He's lucky to be alive.
Right.
They're pressuring that one. Yeah, Pluto's been getting bullied, right? Newest addition into the squad. It's just, He's taken a lot of these fights. He's trying to take a lot of the space dry in a lot of situations. Even when he's peeking with flashbangs, maybe the timing's not there. Maybe they just kind of have a feel for what he's trying to do. But it's definitely not working. And look at this gamble coming through from ATK. Look at this gamble. Oh, there's going to be a clear sight right for the taking. And even with the player in towards the sewers, this could get real weird. Who expects who? Oh, well, Floppy gets expected. Now they know. Now they know. They're in towards the site, but the damage has been done. ATK have actually found a lot out of this flank. So, yes, they're going to give out the bomb plant. They're going to be beautifully positioned for this retake.
Yeah, they got 3 towards Banana. Likely no, right? Because they were spotted out on their advance. But you see FaNg, he wants to be wary of this player towards CT. That CT player goes down, but Missin finds himself a 2K. FaNg, the last one standing, now only gets 1, and ATK hang on again. They find the 12th, and this time it's post-plant. Great retake. Like you mentioned, Micah, they got a great post-plant positioning for that retake. The thing is, the gamble, right? To call and say, look, we're going to just all go down mid, walking down there and give up the A site. It was a bold call, and it paid off in spades.
That it did. That it did indeed. To come down the stretch here. It's starting to feel like it could be the full 30, John. Starting to get that feeling.
Yeah.
It's going to be the pistols back up, but for ATK, it's about avoiding that dreaded situation they've had happen to them so many times already this map. The anti-eco. Scariest of rounds, John. Scariest of rounds.
Oh man, especially for ATK in this map. Twice they've lost to ecos. They do not want to make it a trio of eco losses because, I mean, it's similar situation, right, to the previous two, where they're within striking distance of complexity, a chance to really get themselves into this match, and then they lost the previous two attempts. This time, they've got to take it, right? They got to do it.
They got it. They got it. Surely. Surely. Oh, 2 players on Balk. This is a really interesting setup. If they go for the Halls pop, right? That's exactly what they're set up for. But now it's pressure on. One gone. Swisher's doing his work, though. Oh, he's going to get overwhelmed from the player below, but he's already done his damage. That's what was necessary. Still, rifles are going to be gained. This is likely going to be a bomb plant here. I don't think this can be denied. There's no gap in the smoke.
No.
And indeed, they will have time to plant this bomb if they just commit to it. Now from the pit. I mean, this man, Grim, he's a bit of a monster here, right? We've seen him pull off so many clips before. Can't give him the opportunities. They have to have a pretty good idea that he's playing from here. And here's going to be the check. Here's going to be the first face. Now they certainly know. Information gain. Smoke's going to be in. Pressure in. Molotovs trying to buy a little bit of time. Allow him to get in towards mini pit. He hears the tick as well. That's slowing them down. They're running out of clock now. That's going to be a serious issue. They have the kit, I believe, too, actually, but they need to get on that bomb sooner rather than later. JT's gone. They've got the kills, but can they find the bomb? They can indeed. Time enough. That one getting hairy, getting scary, but ATK bring it through.
Oh, yeah, they had to be very sharp on those frags, and they indeed found them one after the other. And ATK finally, it got close, got hairy, but they do win the anti-eco, get themselves a 13th, and they are within 1 of complexity. Thing is, complexity are coming back with the full-on buy-up, the 4 AKs and the op in their hands, and ATK, they do have an AK picked up from the previous round, but the rest are going to be A1Ss and the AWP. Who will reign supreme is the question, and this is a pivotal round for ATK, because if they don't get it, money is not going to be in the greatest shape. Sure, they'll be able to get a decent force buy, but utility likely will be a little bit limited. Complexity spreading things out here. Defaults. Now they sent a couple of players up top. Banana. Grim gets the opener, and that is a ton of space gain. ATK don't have any visibility towards Banana now, and they don't know where complexity could be.
And this has, again, just been the perennial thorn in the side of ATK's, these entries up B. This time it's deeper than it has been, right? ATK try and just give them the space, see if that's the adjustment. Once again, Pluto gets caught. He is having a no good, a very bad day with Grim on the other side, just bullying him round after round.
I mean, Grim's amazing, though. Like, it's tough going up against him.
Yeah, you know, if there's a player to get bullied by,
right,
it's a pretty good one. There's a lot of conversation going on right now, right, where it's like, is Grim by year end going to be the best NA player? Is he the best NA player right now? He's playing like it sometimes, for sure. And now it's pressure on towards the site. Grim here in the pool. He's not quite going to get that one. Missed him, trying to keep him down at least for now, but the damage has been done, and one bullet will take him out. Done by the fellow South African of JT.
That's speed taken.
Bomb down now, man disadvantage. Bowden Master lost as well. You got to consider the save at this point. You can see a player's already backing away. DJ's backing off. Yeah, they're giving this up. This is going to be a bitter pill to swallow. You're giving up the round, but you're trying to fight still for the map.
Yeah, you have to give it up because the economy just wouldn't have been good enough going to this next round in terms of utility and even firepower. So instead, you have Swisher and DJ with 7 pieces of utility combined, and A1S a piece and full body armor. That is a very valuable save. And you see complexity are hunting. They're all sending themselves towards CT. They're going to hold up a little bit to make sure they don't leave the site until the bomb is definitely going to explode, and now it will. So 15 to 13 in favor of complexity. But yeah, I mean, going back to the conversation about Grim, Mike, I think what's really fantastic for him is, remember, we were obviously casting him at the Premier level before he went up and got
Good old
promoted
Triumph
to
Grim.
Pro League, right? Yeah, and Triumph Grim, exactly. And he was a force to be reckoned with at that point. But once he got to the pro level, it felt like, at Liquid that is, it didn't feel like he reached his full potential. Now it feels like he reached that potential we expected him to. And it is such a joy to watch.
Just needed Halzer
Yeah.
at 8 in the chair next to him. Really bring the energy levels up there.
Halzerk really did change the complexion of this team, like, in such a big way.
It's an interesting one. It is definitely an interesting one. He's been a revelation. Once again, trying to work the pick here towards top banana. This time, a little bit more aggression. I don't mind this. Mista wants to get spicy in the smoke fade. This is very much a gamble, but let's see. Oh, no. Grim just too sharp. This time, at least Pluto gets a trade, but he's immediately acted back upon. So now they've lost B entirely. JT's going to walk in, realize no one else is here, and say, hey, guys, maybe rotate.
Perhaps.
Unless. But maybe. I mean, the thing is, ATK is still here, right? So it actually does pay off that they wait so long, because now Complexity, well, they just killed everybody everywhere, and it's all left to one man. And Swisher can do nothing. 16-13. Complexity will take away their opponent's map pick, move up 1-0 here in this series. It's looking dang good for Cole.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, look, to ATK's credit, they did manage to pull themselves back into a match where they were very slow starters. It was a 5-0 lead for Complexity. It looked like it might be a complete stomp, and given the history for ATK as of late, you know, they were having very one-sided losses to lesser teams. So we're thinking, uh-oh, you know, maybe that's going to rear its ugly head again.